Made some more signings today, and we got some more contract updates and more Rodney Hudson updates. So I'm behind the mic. Cue the intro. What is up, Fin fans? Yes, not straight from the phone. I get a minute or two jinxing myself, and I'm hoping I'm jinxing myself. I'd like to get some more moves going, but I get a minute or two to sit down, shoot a video, edit it, upload it, and then maybe something else will break. Again, if you guys know, if there's big breaking news, you'll get it straight from the phone. The moves that were made today aren't big breaking, but I'm going to talk about them. One of you guys said, who cares about backup quarterback? I got a comment like that. Well, if it happens to the Dolphins, I'm talking about it. And I feel like you guys hit that subscribe button for that exact reason. But before we jump into all the good stuff, got a shout out to new Patreons, John Harsh, Gabe, and 33. Thank you guys so much for joining the Patreon. Again, if you guys want to join the Patreon, it's linked below. You get to join the Discord with a bunch of other really cool Dolphin fans and myself, where we all chat over there. You get special content, and also, depending on the tier, you get special treatment. So it's linked below, but don't ever feel like you need to donate to the channel, join the Patreon, buy my merch, any of that stuff. Hitting the subscribe button, hitting the thumbs up, watching the videos, that's all you need to do, and I appreciate you for that. Also, check out patchvibes.com. I always show their patches. They have so many good patches. Old school Dolphin one. They got the Shula patch, Captain's patch, which I'm going to put on my jersey, and they got these cool Marino, Tua. They also have Zonka. They have Thomas. They have Ricky Williams. They have Jason Taylor. They're working on some really cool stuff. I got a little behind the scenes sneak peek of some of their stuff. Fantastic. Go over there. Use the promo code DDW. You get yourself 20% off. Hello. So be sure to go do that. So let's jump into some news, some Dolphin news. Dolphins made 2 signings today. Justin Coleman, corner. Dolphins signed a corner. A lot of people are like, why? And I'm going to get to that in comment of the day, because a lot of people are starting to get more and more frustrated, and I'll talk about it. But a lot of people are like, what? Corner? We have Xavier Howard. We have Byron Jones. We tendered Nick Needham. We have Noah Igbenogany. Why a corner? Well, depth. You know, maybe one of these guys will move to safety, depending on what they do. Yada, yada, bing, bang, boom. But Justin Coleman, they signed him a 1-year, $2.75 million contract, up to a 2.75. So it's not even a 2.75. He can get to 2.75. Really good in the slot, really good special teamers. Played for Brian Flores, 41 passes defended when he loves to get his hands on the ball. It's another special teamer. It's another guy to compete, especially for that slot position. That's what the Dolphins are doing right now. They're filling the depth. They're filling up these roles. And I expect a move. I'll talk about that in a second. They also signed defensive tackle Adam Butler from the Patriots, 2 years, up to $9.5 million. So he can make up to $9.5 million off his 2-year deal. It's like a replacement for Devon Gotchow. Just more depth at that defensive tackle position, building that defensive lineup. I like Adam Butler. I think he's going to really help in that position. Also, we have more contract details on Malcolm Brown. I said it was about $2 to $3 million. I was wrong. It's 1 year, $1.75 million, $1.5 million guaranteed. So he's only making $1.5 million on a 1-year deal. Love the signing. He's a big bullish back. Like I said, he's a bulldozer. He'll get you those short yardage situations. Love the signing. Great move by the Dolphins. One other thing, the Rodney Hudson release hasn't been official. None of the stuff that is happening over the past 2 days is official until in an hour. I'm recording this at 3 o'clock. You'll probably get this released at 4 o'clock. So, the start of free agency, all that great stuff. But none of this is official until 4 o'clock. So there's going to be a lot of trades, a lot of cuts, a lot of other stuff after 4 o'clock. So expect a crazy day after 4 o'clock. But the Rodney Hudson release hasn't happened. They're actually now trying to trade him, trying to get some cap situation, or trying to get some type of, picks back. So we all know how Chris Grier loves to trade. So we'll see if we can, send out maybe a 5th firm, get Rodney Hudson. But also, Ted Karras signs with the Patriots, 1 year, $4 million. So that means that Andrews is out there. Dolphins can get their center. So again, Dolphins, if they add a wide receiver, a center, and a pass rusher, I'm happy. Going to the draft, doing whatever you want. So that's my thought process. Add a wide receiver, Add a pass rusher. Add a center. I'm Gucci. Do whatever you want. But we'll see, because again, this draft is super, 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 super deep at wide receiver. So maybe they don't even go that route, even though I keep hearing that they have, bids on, the top 3 wide receivers out there. Just that's the thing. These wide receivers, these guys that are sitting out there, the Son Riddicks, the Jadeveon Clowney, Juju, all these guys want this money, but the cap is set to here. So all these teams are like, you want this money, but it doesn't mean you're going to get this money. So you might want to take a second, take a deep breath, and then realize that no one's going to pay you this money. Take the contract we offer. It has incentives, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see how this all pans out. Barry Jackson came out and said that, he expects one big splashy move, but you could see that the Dolphins, 2 years, $9.5 million, 1 year, $2.7 million, 1 year, $1.7 million. What are the other signings that we got that were just nothing? Look at the Jacoby Brissett signing. That was like a 1 year, $5 million. A lot of these, Vince Beagle, 1 year, $920,000, not even $1 million. A lot of these signings are nothing. Like I said, Jacoby Brissett, $5 million guaranteed, with incentives to 7.5. Carter, 3 years, $7.8 million, 2.7 guaranteed. These are all just pennies on the signings, and that's what the Dolphins are doing right now. Now, for comment of the day, I understand the frustration, right? I even tweeted out that the past 20 years, the Dolphins have just thrown ridiculous money at players. Ridiculous money. Look at the Ndamukong Suh contract. That is a quarterback contract that they gave to a defensive tackle. So for years, just the Tannenbaum with his contracts and a lot of this guaranteed money where we would cut players and it would just screw us over. That's kind of changing. If you notice last year, a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, last year the Dolphins signed, Byron Jones to a fat contract. Yes, and I agree. But if you look at the other contracts, if you look at Kyle Van Noy, right? There's a big 4 year, what was it, 4 year, like $40 million or something like that. It was only $30 million guaranteed. Always look at the guaranteed. Also, they cut him and saved $15 million. The way the contracts are structured without Mike Tannenbaum in the situation, they're saving money. Shaq Lawson, everyone, well, he was getting what? $30 million over 3 years. It was actually $20 million guaranteed, and by them cutting, they actually saved more money. So you look at the contracts, but you also have to look at the guarantee. You also have to look at how they're structured. That's what the Dolphins did last year. They had all this cap space, so they started poaching all these players and hoping they'd fit into this system, hoping that they worked in this system. Byron Jones worked. Yes, he gave up some big plays, but he did work. Kyle Van Noy went up and down, but he did work. Shaq Lawson, he was all right. Emmanuel Ogbah worked fantastically. But you look at the ones that worked and the ones that didn't, and the Dolphins, Jordan Howard, right? A lot of people see Jordan Howard. I can't believe we paid him $10 million. They didn't. He was only about $4 million against the dead cap last year. So when they cut him, they only ate about $4 million. So you got to look at the way these contracts are structured. Yes, last year it looked like we just started throwing money at people. But if you look at how the contracts are structured, they're way smarter than they were the past however years. Because that Ndamukong Suh contract, that Mike Wallace contract, all these big flashy throw it at the wall, hope it sticks, and then we end up being mediocre. Doing something different. And I know it's frustrating. You see the Patriots making ridiculous signings. You see the Jets go out there, get players, and you think to yourself, oh, we're going to suck again. And then come week 8 next year, we're sitting at 6-2, and all of a sudden everyone's like, hey, we don't suck. Brian Flores and Chris Greer took a 5-11 team that they completely tore down. No one expected them to win 5 games. Everyone thought they were going to win 1 game if they were lucky. 5 wins. The next year, look at the players that they added like they're doing now. London Roberts, Gruger Hill, Fedulum, and go down the list of just these small pickups. Even Emmanuel Ogbah giving him $10 million a year. Shaq Lawson giving, that's not crazy defensive end pass rusher money. You're seeing guys making $14, $15 million a year at pass rusher. Like I said, Byron Jones, he's not even the number 1 paid corner anymore, but he's up there. You look at the small guys that they brought in last year. They made the trade for Bowden Jr. Made these small moves last year. It looks like they're kind of doing it backwards this year, right? They're making the small moves. They're waiting. They're waiting for all these teams in an hour to make these cuts, 306 now, to make these cuts. And all of a sudden you get this flood of talent into the market, then they're going to strike. But they also need to make some moves on their own, and that's where the trades come in. That's where the releases come in. That's where we'll start to see who's going where, all that stuff. The Dolphins are probably sitting back, looking at waiting to see who's going to get cut, who's available for trades. Then they're going to be like, all right, well, we need this amount of cap money. We were planning on releasing Jakeem Grant. There you go. Oh, we need this. All right, we're planning on getting rid of Bobby McCain. There you go. Trust the process is all I'm saying. We have no idea what they're doing behind the scenes. But all I know is they took a 5-11 team and they went 10-6. And a lot of people say, well, we had a top 5 defense. We had a top 5 scoring defense. Look at the rest of the stats on that defense. They weren't that great. We had a top 5 scoring defense. The offense struggled. Yeah, because Tua sucks. They struggled with Fitz in there too. So the fact that we have a 10-win team shows what the coach can do, what the front office can do, and what we can do as a unity. Trust the process. Now, come draft time, if they don't do really anything, then I'll come back on here and be like, all right, well, I trusted the process, and what the flip are you doing, Dolphins? I'll come out here. But the fact that free agency hasn't even started, I'm going to give it time. We'll see what happens. I might come back here and say, I'm thoroughly upset with what they did. They could have added more. They could have done more. They could have traded more, But as of now, I'm going to wait and see. But that's the video. More news breaks, which I expect to happen after 4 o'clock. You're going to get straight from the phone video. I just wanted to come back on here, show the microphone, have the pop-ups, do all that fancy thing. So be sure to comment below. I'm very interested in what you guys have to say about Adam Butler, Justin Coleman, the contract for Malcolm Brown, all these things. Rodney Hudson, would you trade for him? All that good stuff. Be sure to comment below. Also, be sure to check out Miami Sports Music Fantastic website, YouTube channel, me, TD. So many people are part of this. Solo D, all that great stuff. Check it out. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.